Then let's move on to the something new, small cap, so companies with a turnover that is less than 50 million euros. So in this case, we also have a video. So three shortlisted companies. The winner of the small cap design is Lago, but he's connected from Vicenza, I guess. He's not here. He sent us a video beforehand.
Perfetto.
Okay, very well. And Daniele Lago should be connected now. Yes. Yeah. How are you doing, Daniela? He had a little bit of a headache, if I'm not wrong. Is that true? Not headache, sorry, sore throat. I was not very sure. I didn't want to come just because I was a little bit ill. And thank you very much for this award, which is a lot of stuff for all of us. I mean, we are talking about a province, so 15 years revolution and like daily changes just to become more and more important. This is a very good goal, even if it's a kind of prize for our companies. I think that it's even better because we know what culture is, and we know that it's a very significant award and prize. So thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. Yeah, you have well deserved this prize. 2019, 39 million euros and EBITDA of 23% is the EBITDA rate. So a lot of stuff, really, as you say, Daniele. Yeah, we are just at the beginning. In fact, or indeed, we have started new things in the last 3 months. New gears, if you want. We are in the right perspective. We are well oriented, and we are talking about a company whose average age is less than 40 years. That is to say, we have a lot of good characteristics to face the challenges in the future, and this is also connected with the kind of hybrid technology. Well, it's a kind of all-around solution. I mean, marketing, distribution, production, etc., etc. And this is also an aspect that was well preserved during the shutdown, during the lockdown. So something that, thanks to which we could come up, we could grow. This is kind of digital culture. I think that we started like 10 years ago with this digital culture. So we tried to speed up this process. It was quite easy for all of us. How was this 2020 as a year? I mean, well, as Gabriele said, that they would also like to say him hello. This was kind of fireworks, so it was like ups and downs in March. It was very, very hard and difficult, but we also understood that if you want to face this pandemic, well, you just have to do something. I mean, you have to act. That's why we tried to seize and take this opportunity to start like digital calls with our distributors, with our partners all over the world, empathy between us and customers. We are talking about 25 million people. So this is something that allowed us to go forward and move forward. So I think we will have a growth this year as well. So better than Gabriele, you think? Yes, I guess so. Because I'm always very humble. I mean, there are a lot of multiple factors coming into play. So I think that companies must be good. They have to have this kind of all-round harmony, if you want. I mean, it's not just about digital strategies and culture, thanks to which we went through 2019. I mean, it's a mix of factors, of different factors. I completely agree with Gabriele. I think that this is a topic that is much better, doing better than other sectors like travels, journeys, hospitality, etc. I think that mobility will be reduced for many years also in the future. So this kind of experience based on hospitality. Well, Gabriele, you are right, he is right, but also houses, for example. We have created this kind of new home office collection that was developed during the first shutdown, and it was like conceived in a different way. It was developed in a different way, with half worked and processed products, with a different way of creating value, added value. I mean, there are so many options for innovation nowadays, but also the stock exchange, private equity funds, etc., etc. So it's interesting because we are going through a historical period in which design with capital D can be connected with equity, assets, everything that deals with the stock exchange, etc. So, in a way, you had the opportunity of changing your strategy over the year. And what are you expecting? Yeah, it's not just about changing the strategy. We just tried not to change the gear, but to speed up the process. I mean, the pandemic didn't bring about a change in our method, in our strategy. We are pushing and pushing and pushing, and this is something that we have been doing for many years. I was at a high-end conference, and I heard and listened to many people saying things that we wrote like 15 years ago. So this was a kind of approach, the will to set up a company that is really person-centered and oriented with new methods. I think that nowadays we no longer communicate, we create relationships, and all these elements will be more and more significant in the future as well. Also, when it comes to talking about EBITDA, for example, so contemporary trends, and I think the pandemic just speeded up some of the processes. I can give you an example. We have two drivers for the future that were not changed before and after the pandemic. That is to say, sustainability on the one hand, for the environment, society, etc., and secondly, artificial intelligence, technology, etc., AI. This is a kind of balance for us, and it is something that we really appreciated. We realized that we are young, also because there are some competitors that need a lot of time to do things. We are much quicker and faster than them. So acting is of far most importance in contemporary society. Just the last thing, Barbara Longhi is here. From your words, I understand that it's not excluded that you could be listed in the stock exchange, right? We are talking about equity funds, so you can also become a quoted company. Well, this is interesting, in my opinion, because the finance world is based on companies and attracted by companies that want to be listed and quoted. So I think that this is an idea. So stock exchange is one of the inputs. But as I told you before, this is a historical period in which it makes sense to spend some time thinking about that. So just thinking how to further develop, also to become more and more international. This is our wish for the future. An opportunity on the one hand. This is still a little bit weak. It must be strengthened. But over this year, we will try to do it. We had more than 10% growth in the retail world. This is our growth rate, and this is we suffered a lot due to the reduction in terms of contracts, etc., because we don't customize everything, 100% of the products. So this is a difficulty. I think that in 2021 we will have a slight recovery, but I also think that we will have important changes. So we will have to think about what will be going on, and this is our future house, which will be a little bit different and look like differently, but the vaccine will be very helpful. But this will not just last 2 months and not even 11 months. It will leave us differently. So congratulations once again. Yeah, from the bottom of our heart, in the name of and on behalf of our team, I am just the spokesman. See, the price is for the company, not just for you, for sure. I'm here as a representative, but it's a team that makes a difference. Thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. Thank you very much once again.